Hi, long time no see. Welcome again to Wisva. Today, I'm going to present you the third part of this faculty, that is engineering department and laboratory. Generally, our laboratory, there are two parts. And one part is for the general testing, such as for the optical data, some checks like flicker, voltage drop, and some insulation for the high voltage, some quality testing for the LED, and also for the finished goods. And also we have the IES test for the light distribution, curve, beam angles, and also the illumination. And for the other part in this laboratory, we have big equipments for the weather resistance tests. Okay, today let me show you some fun in our big laboratory. And I'm standing beside our IES testing machine. This is the cabinet, and this is the system. And now, let me give you an example. This is one test report we did on the 13th of May. Here, the IES tests are functioning for the data of light distribution, curve, and beam angle, and illumination sort of rotations. And let me give you a closer look about machines. And this area is for the testing, for the testers. This is a big sphere, integrated sphere for the finished goods. We collect the data like, lumens and efficacy, CRI, color temperature for the finished goods. And this smaller one is for the LEDs. Same function, same data collection. And this one, this microscope is for testing, inspecting the LED, the chip size, and good weather, to test whether the weather is good or not. But for the percentage, we cannot get a picture right here. And this is for the cooling force testers. To do the cooling test for the welding, or we call soldering, between the PCB and PCB. And this is the tester for the breaking quality of LED. You see, this is the curve. And stop here means when the force, reaching this right here, and then it broke. It got broken. Here we have three, small apparatus. This is for the twisting test. The twisting test, we can precise the speed and the time in a specific cycle for some, for developing new strips, new CUV or new SMT strips, or some reliability test for the accumulation of data. So after this test, we will see the appearance of the strip, of the glue for the CUV, whether they look all right physically. And then we will test the correctness, the soldering for the SMT, and also the glue situation for CUV, whether it can light normally, if there is no obvious parameters change, and then the product pass the test. And the second one, this is a rolling test. Also need to precise the speed in a given times, such as 1,000 or 1,500 times in a given time. And after the test cycle finishes, we will test first also the appearance to see the string glue, the LEDs look alright or not, and then we see the soldering, whether this is a LED or string failure in lighting, and the parameters test again to see parameters before and after the test alright, change or not, to decide whether the reliability test finished or not, or okay or not, pass or not. And the last one, this is the shaking. We call it the shake test. So you see, we need precise speed in minutes, such as 1,000 or 2,000 times per minute. And also we need the data after the test. First, physical appearance will go right to the glue, the G for the CUV, the LED, the soldering for SMT, and then we will test if the light normally or not. Is there any LED or chip failure, soldering failure, and then again the parameters test. If there is no obvious or strange parameter changes, and the test is done, pass. This is very interesting parameters, very interesting instrument for testing, for developing new products. This MECAD testers and the other tool for the high voltage insulation test for our outsourced items such as power supply. So in our engineering laboratory, we do have control for the raw materials such as LEDs, PCBs, and finished goods, and also the outsourced items such as power supply. So we have a constant, very full control for all the items. And this here is it's a simulation test for vibration during the transportation, and this is for the drop impact of the tension. The finished goods packed in the tension, it may encounter some drop impact. So that's the simulation to see whether the packaging is good or not. Okay, now we finish room 1. Now I will show you the other one is the weather resistance testing room. And now I'm standing inside of the weather resistance testing room, and we have 2 thermal shock testers and 3 temperature gauge testers. So the thermal shock equipment is to simulate the shock increase or fall of the temperature, and the temperature tester chamber is also can simulation for the temperature gauge and humidity gauge to let you simulate every string exposed to some temperature outdoor condition. And this is the smoke this tester. And here we have 2 waterproof testers. One is for the IP65 and IP66 here. This is kind of spray, water spray to make sure the LED waterproof achieve this kind of grade. And right over here we have one UV tester. This one is also a simulation for our LED screens to be exposed in the environment of UV, and we can collect some data from the yellow radiation, that kind of stuff.